Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura of Laura Plans It, and today I'd like to talk to you about why I use planners with my young children. Okay, so I blogged about this a little bit on Wednesday, and if you've been following me on Instagram, you know my two kids love to plan, and if you've been following me here on YouTube, you've probably seen every once in a while a kids plan with me video pop up. And the biggest question I get is, why does my 5-year-old have a planner? Why does my 9-year-old have 2 planners? And the best answer I can give you is because they asked for one. But truthfully, despite the fact that they asked for one because they want to be like mommy, or they want to, they think it's fun, or they think it's a glorified coloring book, the truth of the matter is that we use those planners practically and functionally in our home. And if there is any skill that I wish that I had been taught in public school or just in life in general, it would have been time management and task management and organization. And I think that is seriously lacking in general overall curriculum. I don't know that they really teach this. I remember being issued a planner when I was in school so I could write down my homework for the night. I don't remember anybody telling me how to use it. I don't remember anybody telling me when to use it or how much time to budget for my schoolwork. I definitely don't remember anybody saying I could put a sticker in it, because I'll tell you what, I grew up in the time of Lisa Frank. There would have been stickers everywhere, and y'all know that's true. So for me, my goal with my kids is, as soon as they started showing interest in planners, was to get them one. And because we lived near the Erin Condren store, and at the time that they were asking for planners, which they asked about this time of year last year, I brought them to Erin Condren. Planners were on sale. I let them pick out the one they want. My daughter didn't really start using her planner until September for the school year. My son picked up an hourly, and later in the year got an academic for school as well. And he uses that hourly not as much now as he used to. I set it up for him now for the most part, but he references that hourly all the time because his schedule is different than mine. Yes, I'm the one who has to take him, but he also doesn't have to take out time to clean the toilets, which he probably should, but he doesn't have to add that to his planner, right? And he doesn't have to add my doctor's appointments to his planner. He just needs to know, hey, we're going to be at a doctor's at this time, or hey, you can play at this time. So by having the hourly planner, his time management skills have gotten a lot better. One of the things that I've really noticed is his anxiety level has really calmed down when he knows how long something's going to take, which means how long it's not going to take. So for example, his math work does not take him 4 hours during the day. Ladies and gentlemen, his math work takes him about 15 to 20 minutes. And so now that he knows that and he recognizes that, and then he sees that in the planner, that's made a humongous difference for him. Well, look at all this time that's not doing math, Mom. Yeah, guys, amazing, right? So my kids have their planners to help them with that. Now, my 5-year-old is a little bit different. She's got the academic planner. It just has her schoolwork in it. I will link a video up at the top there so that you can actually see how she uses her planner, because she just did a Plan With Me video. I think it was last week that it went live. It might have been the week before, but I think it was last week. So I'll link that one up for you as well. But she uses her planner as task management. These are the subjects you need to do today. Check them off when they're done. And that helps her know what school needs to be done, what school, how much she's got left to do. And then once she's done, she can go play. And I don't expect my children to use their planners every day. And that's something that I think is really important. If they're not using it right now, it's okay. They are 5 and they are 9, and it is not, their lives are not dependent on this planner. Everything they have to do, I have written down in my own systems as well. I have my own teacher planner, I have my own hourly planner, I have my petite daily, so I know what tasks need to get done that day. I don't need them to use their planners. Those are there for them, so that they can learn these new skills, so that they can develop as they're going, time management and executive functioning skills, so that if there's a question about what they're supposed to do, and maybe I'm taking a shower, or maybe daddy's watching them and mommy's not home for the day, or like in the case of this week, my mom was watching the kids all Wednesday while I was in for a shoulder surgery. So, in that case, I did have to field a couple questions for my mom, but for the most part, they knew what they were supposed to do because it was written in their planners. It's there for them to reference if they want it and if they need it. As my son and daughter get older and they get closer to teenage years, I will probably be a little bit more strict about the academic planners and using them. But the goal here, of course, like I said, is for them to utilize a planner, to develop those skills, to get into that good habit of time management and task management. Because I think habit building is really important, especially when you're young. If you can get some really good habits, kind of like the foundation of them built, it'll be a lot easier as you get older. And really just getting them used to the idea of writing it down. Because there's power in writing things down. If you write something down, you are much more likely to remember it. And for those of you who are in the debate of blue versus black pen, first I will say I use black pen. Mostly because they're easier to find. You can get them in more varieties. My Villa Beautifuls come with black ink and I don't have to buy extra. But for those of you who are curious, if you were to write something down in blue pen, I think your brain, I believe the science behind it, and I will find an article, link it in the description below. The science behind it states that if you write in blue, you are more likely to remember it. Not really my thing. But either way, just the act of writing it down makes a huge difference. So my kids do that. They write it down, they fill out their planners. If my son doesn't fill it out, at least I know he's referencing and looking. He's 9 now and he's kind of going through a phase where it's not cool anymore. But he still references it, and that's what's important. So that is why I use planners for my younger children. I highly encourage you, if you're a parent, to get a planner for your child. You don't need to go out and buy an Erin Condren planner, although that's what we use and we love them. And right now I believe they're 35% off, and if you spend more than $35 this weekend, you get another $10 off. There's a coupon like pasted on their website. So I mean, right now it's pretty affordable. My son didn't start with an Erin Condren. He actually started with the Kids Happy Planner, which I don't actually think they make that anymore. He did not care for the discs. They annoyed him, which, I mean, if you like discs, you like them. If you don't, you don't. I think there's a really like serious preference there. So he's not a disc planner, but if you can get your child, like get their hands on a planner of any kind, whether it be an hourly one because they do get overwhelmed and they need to see their schedule, a monthly one so they know what's kind of going on for the month, if you take trips or if they just have allowance and chores you want to track, or, you know, an academic one where they're writing down their schoolwork for the week, especially if you're a homeschool parent, that's really useful to utilize. I do feel that it is something that you can start really young. I mean, you can even start with a daily planner. For a while there, I had a simplified daily that I was using for my son, and we'd have his hourly on one side, his task list on the other side, and any notes about what was going down on that day down in the bottom. And that worked really well for him. Just unfortunately, he didn't care for the colors that were available. And they're heavy for him too. You know, he liked the hourly, he saw my hourly, he kind of wanted that, and he's got his academic for school. So there's always options out there. I highly recommend you check out a planner. Get your kids into a planner, whether you get something cheap from Walmart or Amazon, or you get something really nice from Erin Condren or Simplified, or any of the other, you know, Moxie Life. I love our Moxie Life, which I use for behavioral. But you can definitely get a vertical or a horizontal for the kids to use as well. Anything in that range, you know, get their hands on paper so they can write things down, they can schedule things, and they can take that accountability into their own hands. I think that's really important. So I would highly recommend doing that if you don't already. I will link in the description below the planners that my kids use and what they use them for. I will also link the blog post that I just wrote on Wednesday about why I have my children use planners as well. Hopefully you find that informative. And if you do go ahead and get your kid a planner, I would love if you would comment below with what planner you get them. If you have questions about getting your kid a planner, or, you know, thinking, you know, is it right for you? Definitely ask me those questions below. I want to help you utilize a planner to the best of your abilities, or let you know if maybe you shouldn't get your kid a planner. Like if you have a 2-year-old, maybe not yet. Like I know when my daughter was 2, probably when my son was 2, it would have just been like a teething toy at that point. So you never know. But ask your questions below. Let me know what you may be getting your kid if you're going to get them a planner. Let me know below. Everything I talked about today will be linked in the description below. And just keep me updated, man. I think that this is such a vital thing to teach your kids, whether you homeschool or your kids go to public school or private school. I don't think that's relevant, to be honest with you. I think having a planner is vital to all kids because I think it teaches them lifelong skills. So if you like this video, please hit like. If you'd like to see more vlogs about planning and homeschooling and just general life advice or thoughts, I hope that you will hit the subscribe button, and if you tap that bell, that turns on notifications so you're always alerted when a new video comes out. And as always, for behind the scenes sneak peeks and what I'm doing right now, head on over to my Instagram at Laura Plans It. Thanks so much for watching.